Hello my YouTube friends, this is Brian with BG Model Workshop. This will probably be a last bench update before Christmas. First of all, I'd like to start off with a nice big thank you to Ryan Consino. He hosts See No Evil Builds on Facebook. It's a great place to check in, see what's going on in the modeling community. You get to post your current builds and whatever you just finished and stuff like that. So it's a great group of guys to check in on and get ideas and read up on what's going on with each other. So again, thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate the card. I really appreciate the note on the back side of that too. That was very, very thoughtful of you to say that. And then also like to say thank you to Dylan Thomas with NYS Modeling. He's out in New York State. And Dylan also likes to host it's a live stream chat that he usually does on Saturday evenings, I believe. Unfortunately, I've only had a chance to pop in and chat with the folks on just one occasion, but I did really enjoy that. I really appreciated that a lot. But thanks again for the card, Dylan. I really like it. It's going up on the wall here as soon as we get done filming all this. And I apologize for my voice, guys, because I'm trying to get over some sort of virus my wife had brought home from work. She's got a lot of coworkers that have kids, and apparently we don't have kids, so apparently we don't have the immune system that most parents have to fight off what their kids bring home. So we get kind of stuck with just about everything they bring into her lab. But here's the 53 Vet from AMT. I'm going to just say this, this kit I thought was going to be a fun, easy, quick build, and it was up until the point where I started prepping the body. A lot of sinkholes, a lot of fill needed here and there, and then there's a front valance along the bottom here that's supposed to be glued on, and that doesn't fit quite right. We had to do a little bit of shaving and cutting to get that to fit, and then also a lot of fill work on the back side there. You can still see just a hint of some of the fill work that I had to do, and luckily that's going to be covered with a chrome strip, but because it looked like it had an underbite, it just didn't fit quite right. So it's like, I hate dealing with putty, but I am I bet the bullet got in there and did it. And the primer that we're using is a white primer, and we are having a little bit of problems with it. You can see it right there, a little bit of problems with it trying to cover. So here's another shadow area up here on her shoulder. Trying to cover some of the darker putting work we had to do. So let's get BG in here too. So right in there's a little bit of a shadow. So probably another coat of primer and then some more wet sanding. And then we'll finally get onto the color coat. And I would like to say thank you to George over at Vision 124. He wrote a note about the color I wanted to use, which is TS45 Pearl White. He said the Pearl White in this stuff for the Tamiya isn't all that vibrant. It's not really a big color shift type of color. But I do have... I wasn't really looking for a big color shift in that, so I wasn't too worried about it. I mean, I got a jar of tester stuff here that has some great color shift effects going on, but this is going to be held off for a different build here. Blue clear flip-flop is what they're calling it. So I did a spoon test, and there's a couple coats of primer, a couple coats of color, a couple coats of clear, and it was polished out just to see how it goes. And then I always I don't know about you guys, but my memory's getting bad, so I always label what I did so I can go back later on, because I'm keeping all these for reference. It's going to be like a file cabinet for reference stuff. But it's got a light mica in it, and I think that's a good scale size mica flake in there. It actually comes out looking more like a metallic white than anything else. So I that's kind of what I'm after. I didn't want it because it's a 53 Vet. They didn't get too crazy with these things, and I wanted to just kind of let the car speak for itself and have something other than just a white color that was on there. And then over here we got the chassis, and the it's gonna come off here like that. There we go. Got the interior all done. I actually made a small shift knob, because the little shift knob that comes in the comes in the 101 scale car is a little tiny guy that's just sort of sitting there. So that's just a straight pin that we painted the top white and bent up the right bends and everything. And then we did we flocked the floor, and then a little bit of detail painting on the dash for the dials. I don't have the steering wheel glued in yet. I might not glue it in. It's doing pretty good as it is. But it's kind of heading towards the door here. So I need to figure out how to straighten that out a little bit. And then the seats and the dashboard are the same color, but the seats look like they're a little bit darker because they use a darker primer. And that gave it just the right look of worn vinyl that I was looking for. Because I didn't want this to be showroom fresh. And then underneath, this horrible yellow color, that's the color I came up with to mimic the fiberglass, the raw fiberglass, and then did some white overspray on there to make it look like it's been, of course, painted. And then the chassis itself. And we'll be probably, I did the rest of the exhaust pipes, since you see how they're ending there. So we got them finished up here, and then we're going to attach those, but we have to snake them around underneath all the framework and everything. But what's kind of sad is that the exhaust pipes just kind of die back in these little troughs here. And it's covered by this bar. So it gives us the illusion of an exhaust pipe running back there. So what I did was I actually drilled some holes in the body to put aluminum tubing through there to pop that through. But the engine, we're done with that. I like how they have the water box sitting up here on top of the engine, just over the distributor, instead of on the radiator. I guess they were hurting for space. And then that's our triple single barrel carb setup. And then every photo I've seen of some of these cars is they have a red steering shaft. So why not, right? Let's go for it. And then you know, it's just basic painting, a little bit of dry brushing and stuff. And then yeah, the exhaust pipes are kind of fun to try and route through there. I had to paint those in place because I had to glue them up and everything. So that's where we're going with that. We got the Tom Daniels build going on. I know Tom Daniel, but you know, it's ownership, so Daniels. And then so this was all mocked up until I bumped it with my elbow and crushed it. But I've got an exciting idea for it now, finally. I'm still trying to sort out colors because I want to do the cab and the trash box in you know, different colors. I want a really nice wild color for the cab, and I think I've got something sorted out. But that's pretty much where we're at right now because of the holidays and everything. And me being sick, I haven't been doing too much bench time because I just don't have the energy to get through the day if I do that. So to everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you again. Bye.